Good afternoon, everybody. I want to welcome you to Creating Cards with Debbie. And today is Wednesday, May 31st, 2023. And let me go ahead and bring you up on my laptop so I can watch comments as you come on. Get this all set right. All right. Okay, that looks good. So like I said, I want to welcome you to Creating Cards with Debbie. My name is Debbie Foster. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm located in Bismarck, Arkansas. So I want to welcome you here today. Be sure that you like and comment as you come on. And if you could share the video also, I'd appreciate that. And if you're watching it later on YouTube, be sure that you hit that subscribe button. And I'm just going to give a moment for everybody to get here. Hope you're all doing well. Our weather here in Arkansas is real good today. We got a few clouds, but nothing, I don't think we got any rain in the forecast. So let me go ahead and turn you around and we'll see if we have any technical problems that we need to work out. So hold on a second. And if you get motion sickness, just close your eyes for a moment or so. And I guess I should have turned it the other way. I think I turned it the wrong way. You can see in my yard out there in the highway. All right. Let me make sure that we're looking right. I readjusted my phone stand, so hopefully we have a better view. I'm just waiting for my laptop to catch up here. And I'll put my phone back on the stand. And I need to turn it down just a wee bit more, so bear with me. Sorry about the jiggling. Well, it needs to go down a little bit more. I might be turning the wrong one here. All right. Get this all tightened up. Hi, Amber. Long time. Haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're doing well. I'm glad you're here. I've missed you. All right, so I'm thinking that might be good. And click on some buttons here. I'm not sure what, so. Okay, so I'm going to make sure my view is okay. I want to see how far down I can come. Now, might need to boost it up just a little bit. All right, I'm thinking that looks pretty good. Now I just hope my phone stays put. Sometimes when it's not real tight and I don't have a lot of strength in my wrist to be able to tighten it very good, it kind of moves on me once in a while. So I'll just kind of watch the camera or my laptop and make sure that nothing's out of camera view. Okay. Okay, any stamps small enough for Bible journaling? I'm sure there probably is. You could go on to my website, to my store, www.debbiefoster.stampinup.com, and you can go through the whole catalog there. So let me know if you see anything on there that you might like. A lot of times they do give the dimensions, so you can kind of get a general idea. Okay, so like I said, I'm creating cards with Debbie, and our June host code is G3G7H 7GJ. And if your order is under $150, use that host code for June. And it's good today too, being today's the last day of May, so it'll run through June 30th. So if your order is above $150, don't use that host code because you'll get Stampin' Up! Rewards for yourself. So let's go ahead and get our housekeeping things out of the way here. Okay, starting tomorrow, June 1st, Stampin' Up! Is starting a designer series paper sale, which is, you'll save 15% off select papers between June 1st and June 30th. And it's got quite a few in there, so it's 15% off. We've got the Bright and Beautiful 6x6 inch, the Countryside Inn 12x12 inch, Delightfully Eclectic, Earth and Elegance 12x12. Those two are both 12x12. And 12x12 Fresh as a Daisy. 6x6 Glorious Gingham. 6x6 Irresistible. Hello Irresistible. And we're using that paper today, so you'll get to see what that looks like. 6x6 Inked Botanicals. And our second page is Lay Shops 12x12, Let's Go Fishing 12x12, Masterfully Made 12x12, Stargazing 12x12, and then the Zoo Crew 12x12 inch paper. So I'm going to make sure that I get my order in tomorrow and get a lot of those. It's a good price and can't pass that up having a sale. All right, and then Paper Pumpkin for the month of June is, it's called Welcome In. And you get everything you need to create elegant and sophisticated cards with this month's kit. This month's kit includes 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs, 9 coordinating envelopes, 1 Night of Navy Stampin' Spot, 1 photopolymer stamp set, coordinating Night of Navy embellishments, detailed vase, and banner die cuts. This kit also perfectly coordinates with the Countryside Inn suite from the 2023 annual catalog. The refined colors and beautiful details will take your paper crafting projects from simple to stunning. And it also has an add-on where you can order the dies. And I'm not sure if you can see this very well. Let me see if I can't zoom in a little bit, because I think this could be a little bit closer. Let's zoom just a bit and see what that looks like. Looks like my lettering's kind of small there to see. Okay, so here's the dies. There's 3 dies, one for the flower, one for the vase, and then kind of a sprig die. And you can get all 3 of those dies for only $6. And the item number is 163192. But you have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. So you could order this kit and then stop if you didn't want any future ones, just to be able to get the dies. It's one way to do that. Okay, so we're going to move that aside. And don't forget that our online exclusives are going on yet. And starting in July, I think it's July 6th, we're going to have some more online exclusives that are going to be coming out. And these aren't in the book. These are only on in my store, our website, that you can get those. It says online exclusives in the side column of my store. So we're going to be doing some of that today with some of these items. And here's kind of a sneak peek. So it says don't miss out on a new selection of products available exclusively in the online store. So just click on that side column in my store that says online exclusives, and that'll take you right to it. All right, and then Stampin' Up! Is starting a new promotion for your starter kit. it's a fabulous time to join Stampin' Up. You'll get even more free products in this customizable starter kit between June 1st and June 30th. Those who sign up can get $155 worth of products instead of the normal $125 worth for only $99, and that's including your shipping. I'm just looking to see if there's anything I need to tell you about there. So with your starter kit, you're the one that picks out the products that you want. It's not pre-selected or anything, so you get to pick out $155 worth of products. You'll get a free paper pumpkin, a past paper pumpkin, and free shipping. If you have sales tax, you will be responsible for that, but otherwise it's $99. And I'm thinking there's something else I'm forgetting. Okay. Okay, so if you have any questions on signing up for that, reach out to me. You can either email me. My email address is in the description of this video, and also there's a website there that you can click on that'll take you to getting your starter kit. And you don't have to do what I do. You can just do it to get your discount. And after you receive your kit, on all following orders that you place, you'll receive a 20% discount on your products. So that's an added bonus. We all enjoy that. It's the best part, saving money. Okay, so I think that's pretty much all I need to go over today. So let's go ahead and jump right in there and get started on our projects today. And I think we're going to start with this card right here. Oops, I thought I dropped something. I don't think so. And this is using the Irresistible Blooms, the dies and the stamp set as a bundle. I'm trying to get in camera view here. So this is one of those online exclusive items that you can purchase. It's really fun. It's got, how many dies are in here? I've got that part covered up so I can't see it. Well, okay, there's 13 dies. And then the stamp set has 11 stamps. And that's what we're using today. We're going to be using, I'm going to get this other die out. It came off of my plate here. I need a new magnetic sheet in here. So this is really fun to do. It cuts out the center, but it doesn't cut it out completely. So we're not using that one today. We're going to be using this die and this leaf die. Those are the ones we're going to be using. So let me put these back so I don't lose them. And I've got to really watch here how I've got my thing set up here. I may have to readjust my camera because it looks like I'm kind of out of view a little bit. But let me get started here and we'll see what we got to adjust. Alright. I'm going to get everything out here and we'll get started. Throwing things out of the way here. Okay, so we're going to start out with our card base, which is our petal pink, and that's measuring 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches. I'm just waiting for my laptop to catch up a little bit so I can see where I am. I'm going to place my paper over here to work on. And then we have our basic white, which is, what did I do with my instructions? 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I misplaced my instructions. Where did they go? I know I had them in there. Maybe that's what I heard fall on the floor. we're starting off really good here. Well, you can just improvise. We'll just get our ruler out here and we'll measure as we go. Okay, so 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, scored in the middle at 5 1/2 inches. And we're going to burnish that edge and set that aside. And then we've got our basic white, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And we've got 2 of those, one for the inside and one for the outside. And then we've got our designer series paper that comes from, this is from the Hello Irresistible 6x6 paper. And that's one of the packs that you can get on sale starting tomorrow. And very pretty patterns in here. Let me kind of go through them a little bit. Hopefully the camera picks it up. And the dies match some of these leaves and flowers to cut out, so it's less fussy cutting that way. And I can't get that back in there, so we're going to just set that in there for now. Alright, our inside, we're going to place that over here. And then I've got the designer series paper that I've cut out. And this is cut out of this sheet. Well, no. Let me see here. Yeah, it's cut out of this sheet that shows the flowers just along the bottom and has a little border on top. But I've cut that down so it's going to be 3 inches by 5 inches. And then I've got another strip of that designer series paper, which is the other side of the leaves. It's got little squares. I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up. And that's 3/4 inches by 5 inches. So those two we're going to glue down to our white layer. And I'm just using my Tombow glue here. So we're going to place this larger designer series paper down first. Now be sure if you're watching this later on YouTube that you hit that subscribe button down below, and you'll be notified when I do new videos, which I try to do 1 a week at least. So you'll be notified when I download new videos. And be sure you tell your friends and family. And I think there's a like button down there too that you can click on. YouTube and Facebook both like it when you do that. It brings us more viewers. So I appreciate that. Alright, and then we're going to glue this other one beside that. Am I still on camera? Yeah. And I'm going to leave a little white space in between the two. And try to get that even. Alright, that looks good. So now we're just going to attach that to the front of our card. And let me turn that over. I like this side better. Okay, that looks good. Now using the liquid glue, it gives you time to rearrange if you kind of get off a little center a bit. So that's why I like using the liquid glue rather than the tape runners. Alright, now we're going to set that over here for a moment. And I have already die cut our flowers and our leaves. And like I showed you earlier, we're using that one die, which will cut out the smaller flowers. And there is a die also for the larger flower also, but we're going to use the small flower. And what did I do with the die for the leaves? Here it is. It's kind of blending in with my table. Couldn't see it right away. And then here's the 3 leaves die, and that's right there. So I've already done that ahead of time, so you won't have to sit and watch me do that. There's the 2 leaves and our flower. And I've even got my metal magnetized bowl here to throw them into so I don't lose my dies. Alright, I'm going to bring out our dimensionals, Stampin' dimensionals, and I'm going to bring out my Take Your Pick tool, and we're going to pop some dimensionals off. I'm just going to use one in the center of the big flower, and then I want to take my mini Stampin' dimensionals to put on the leaves because they're smaller and they fit better. You cut down the bigger ones, but if you have the small ones, it's even more handy just to use them. So there we go with that. And it seems like my camera's not quite right. Let me adjust that a little bit there. I was kind of stretching here, trying to reach, so that's a little bit better. A better angle. Okay, so we're going to take off the dimensionals off our large flower, and we're going to place that maybe right over this side. And then we're going to take off the dimensionals off of our leaves and decide where we want those, but I think I want it right there. And the other one we'll place as soon as I get the backing off the dimensionals, we will. Oops, we're turning all around here. I think we're going to put it right over here. All right, and we're going to, you can see that, I guess. I'm going to go on to do our sentiment. And I've got a scrap of just basic white cardstock. And I need to bring my stamps over here. I hadn't done that yet. We're going to stamp the sentiment, which says, I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend. And that comes from the Irresistible Bloom stamp set. And I'm just going to stamp that using our black Memento ink. And I was getting a phone call coming in. I hope it's not interrupting my live here. I'm going to give enough space here because I'm going to die cut this out. I want to make sure I've got enough room on both ends, top and bottom. So let me bring my baby boho blue box over here, and I need to grab my plates here. And cover on that glue for a moment. Alright, and then we're going to use the Stylish Shapes dies. And this has a large assortment. It's got squares, banners, circles. I don't know if you can see all of them. They've kind of gotten messed up on me. Okay, but I use these all the time. I love these dies. And they're called the Stylish Shapes dies. And here's the item number if you want it. It's 159183. Like I said, I use it all the time. Whoops. Alright. And we're going to place our banner over our sentiment. And I like to use my washi tape to hold it in place so it doesn't move on me. It can be frustrating when it moves on you, then you gotta start all over. So just to be on the safe side, I just go ahead and use the washi tape and hold it down. And then we're going to run that through. And my paper's moving about. Alright, and here's our banner. And let me put my die over there. And I don't think we're using the plates anymore, so we'll just set those over here for now. What's everybody drinking today? I've got my ice water in my Stampin' Up! Glass. And you can get these online. Just go to the supplies and you can order the mugs. They come in all of our in colors. And it keeps your drink cold forever and ever. Well, not forever, but for a long time. Alright, now we're going to take our sentiment, and we're not going to use any dimensionals on that. We're going to just glue that directly down to our card. And just kind of across the bottom layer. And making sure I got that fairly straight. Alright, and now we're going to work on our inside, and then we'll finish up the outside. So I'm going to do my stamping first, because in case I mess it up, I can turn the paper over, which does happen. Just making sure I'm looking at this right. So I'm going to do our larger stamp, which is Friends, and that comes from our Sweetest Cherries stamp set, and it's Friend. I'm using the larger Friend. And that's also in our catalog. It's one of the carryover stamp sets that were in our last catalog, so they continued it, so it's a fun little set. So I'm going to use my piercing mat because we're using photopolymer stamps here, so we need a little cushion underneath it. So I'm going to re-ink that just a little bit more. I want to make sure that it's got a good coverage on it. Used to be I could use our Stamparatus, but they've discontinued that, so I don't like to use anything that you can't see. Uh-oh, I grabbed the wrong one. I don't want Sweet. Why did I grab that one? Oh, I guess there is Sweet in there. We want Friend, not Sweet. That's funny. I guess I was in a hurry this morning when I put these together. Friend. Thought that looked awful big. Let me bring my Simply Chamois over here so I can clean that off so I can use that block. And if you don't have your Simply Chamois, that is wonderful because you can clean your stamps off with it and there's no chemicals involved. You just rinse it with warm water and then wring most of the water out, and it's good to go for lots of uses, lots of times. And we don't like to be using all those chemicals all the time, so this is a great way to clean your stamps. Alright, let's try this again. This one says Friend. We got the right one now. And again, I want to make sure I've got a good coverage of ink on there. And I'm going to kind of go off center a little bit because I'm going to be putting another stamp above it, but I wanted to make sure I get the Friend down there right. So I'm going to press that down there, and I'm going to hold it for just a second to get the ink soaking in good. That looks fairly good. I'm happy with that. And then I have You Are the Best, which comes from the Timeless Arrangements. So I am using 3 different stamp sets with this card. But you can see all the sentiments that are in here. This is another new one that just came out in this catalog. So we're using You Are the Best. I like stamp sets that have a lot of sentiments. Okay, and I'm just going to put that right above the Friend stamp, and I'm happy with that too. So we can close up our ink pad, and then I'm going to bring another strip of that Designer Series paper that is 3/4 inches by 5. Yeah, 3/4 inches by 5 inches, and we're going to put that right across the left side. that sideways so I can see what I'm doing. And it doesn't quite go the whole length of that white piece there, but I wanted to be a little bit different with this card, so I did that on purpose. Usually I'll run the full length, but I didn't with this one. I wanted to be a little different. So now we're going to attach that to the inside of our card. And leaving a little border going around it. We'll attach that. Okay, so here's our card. And okay, I grabbed the wrong gems to use. I was going to use some other ones, but I'm using the loose frosted dots, and that's also in the online exclusive, one of the things that you can get. They're loose frosted dots. You've got different colors in here. We've got Pretty Peacock. I think that's Daffodil Delight. Petal Pink. And I don't have the adhesive in the back, but I'm going to show you what I did. And there is, I was looking to see if it says how many's in here. I'm not seeing it. Okay, there's, looks like 360. And there's some large and small, so it's got a variety. But what I did, I took an adhesive sheet that was from the Dimensionals, the backing. So when it was empty, I saved it, and I used it for, I put a little bit of liquid glue, and then I stuck my frosted dots on top of that to get a sticky adhesive. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our putty end of our take your pick tool, and I'm going to come in, I'm going to grab a pink one, I'm going to place right in the middle of that card. See, it sticks, it doesn't move. And then we're wanting to get a medium size, and that one's going to go, we'll put that right there. And then we want a little baby one that we're going to put onto our sentiment area. So there, see, that's, you don't need the adhesive, all you gotta do is make your own. So that worked out really good. Alright, so here's our first card. And I think I'm going to add a little bit of Wink of Stella. What did I do with that? To our flower. Just to kind of bling it up a little bit. I'm just going to put it in the centers. So it just adds a little sparkle. Can never have too much sparkle. Alright, maybe a little bit around the petals. I'm not being really careful. I'm just kind of dabbing it here and there. So, alright, so here's our first card. Let me move this out of the way. It says, I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend, and you are the best friend on the inside. So, hope you enjoyed that one. Alright, I'm going to clean off my area here a little bit, and we'll go on to our next card. And trying not to drop anything here. I have been known to drop things on the floor. I've got a bird whistling out there. He's pretty loud. Oh, there's two birds there. Okay, so our next card we're going to do is a Thinking of You card. I need to move these cards out of the way here a little bit. Let me set them right there. And thinking of you and caring thoughts are with you. So, do I have instructions for this one handy? Yeah. Let me get all of my goodies out here. And the stamp set that we're using for this one is the Quiet Meadow. And this is another returning stamp set that was in the last catalog. So I really like this one, so I'm glad that they brought it back. All right. Well, they didn't bring it back. They just continued it. So I'm going to bring out our stamps here. And we'll lay down our paper to protect our surface. Set the card over there so I can see what I'm doing. All right, we're going to start out with our Pretty Peacock, which is one of our returning colors, which is 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and then it's scored in the middle at 4 1/4 inches. And I'm going to burnish that edge of that really good. And I'm going to set that aside for a moment. That's our inside. And what I've got is 3 strips of our Designer Series paper, which I'm using. This is the same paper. Oh, yeah. We're still using the Hello Irresistible 6x6 paper. And it's got 2 different patterns. So I'm using the, I guess it's kind of a gingham. And these are, they measure 3/8 inches by 5 1/4 inches. We've got 3 of those. And then we've got our basic weight, which is 2.5 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And we're going to stamp on the basic weight. We're going to stamp that large flower. But first, we're going to stamp our little dots all over. It's going to be kind of our background. So let me get out our Pretty Peacock ink pad. This was always one of my favorite colors. I'm glad that they brought it back, the Pretty Peacock. So I'm going to stamp that, but I'm going to do 2nd generation. So I'm going to be stamping off to get a lighter version. I'm going to kind of stamp off the side a little bit. I've got a dog here or something there. And I'm going to kind of turn it here and there to kind of get a different layout. And maybe one there and another one maybe right there. So that's all I want on there. We'll move our strips out of the way. And then I'm going to stamp our flower using the Pretty Peacock. And I'm going to stamp that right in the center of those dots. Alright, and I'm going to bring our Wink of Stella. And I'm not going to color these flowers, but what I'm going to do is use my Wink of Stella, and that's going to kind of drag our color into our petals a little bit, so you don't have to color per se. We're going to let the Wink of Stella do all the work. I'm making sure I'm in camera. So it just gives it a tinge of color. It doesn't make it dark, but it gives it a little tinge. Kind of mutes the white a little bit. And I'm going to do all those petals, even the ones that aren't open. And I'm going to do the stems and the leaves. I'm just kind of concentrating on here, so I kind of got quiet there for a moment. Sometimes it's hard to multitask. Alright, we're just about finished. There, I think I got it all. Alright, looks good to me. Alright, and then we got a little more stamping to do, and it is Thinking of You. But I kind of didn't leave a spot down here, so I think I'm going to do this one a little different and put our sentiment at the top. And I want to stamp off, make sure it's covered good. And bring this down a little bit so I can see to get it straight. Thinking of you. Okay. I'm going to close that up for a moment, and we're going to attach this to our card front. And did I say, yeah, I did, the basic white was 2.5 inches by 5 1/4 inches. I couldn't remember if I said what the dimensions were, so I repeated myself if I did. And we're going to put our liquid glue onto the back of that, and then we're going to attach that to our card front. And I'm just going to leave it should have been slid up a little bit more. Can I slide it? Yeah, oops, a little bit too much. Now we're up too high. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's just pick you off of there and place you where we want you. That works. Okay, so we've got that glued down to our left side of our card. And now we're going to add our designer series strips. Put a little bit of glue on each one. Trying to keep from dropping that on my fingers to get glue all over myself. So we're going to leave a small space in between the white and the designer series paper. And I'm going to go with that one on the left side, and then I'm going to put the one on the right side next, and then we'll do the center after that. So I want to get them lined up good. And just making sure that's down far enough, maybe a little bit farther. All right, and then our center one. And it's going to go right in the middle of those two. And now I can have an equal space between all of them. Or fairly equal anyway. Alright, so there's our card front. And now we're going to add our bow and our butterflies. And the butterflies I'm using is the brushed brass butterflies, and that's another returning item. And I had a bow here. Where did that go? And it seems to have disappeared. I don't know how I can lose things when they're right here all the time. Oh, it's right there. It's hiding on my tabletop. It's kind of blending in everything. So I've taken our basic white twine, which comes in a combo pack. And I've used my Stampin' Plans, the Pretty Peacock, and I colored the thread. But before you try to make a bow or anything, let the twine dry a little bit, because otherwise you'll have it all over your fingers. So I made a double bow, a small double bow, and that's going to be placed right on our stem right there. And I'm going to attach that using our mini glue dots. And I'm going to take one and I'm going to kind of roll it in a little ball to get it small. And I think we're going to place that right here. And we'll set our bow on top of that. Alright, and then we're going to add our butterflies to give it some bling. A little more bling, even with the Wink of Stella. So I'm going to use the large butterfly. There's a large and then a small, so we're going to use the large one. And I think I'm going to put him right there, and then put two small ones. I like to do my embellishments in odd numbers. And I want you over here, so I need you to turn that way. And so here's our third butterfly. Do we want to put them right there? I think we're going to put them right there. That's a good spot for them. on the inside. And I've got another basic white, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And another strip of that Designer Series paper, which is 3/8 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Yeah. And I'm going to do the stamping first, because in case I mess it up, I can turn it over. And what I've done is I've taken that Heartfelt Love stamp set, which comes from the Quiet Meadow. I'm just trying to get things out of the way. The Quiet Meadow. It says heartfelt love and caring thoughts are with you. But all we're going to use is the and caring thoughts are with you. I'm going to put my washi tape over the heartfelt love, because I don't want that part. So I've already put the washi tape on there. So all I need to do is just ink it up. And don't forget to take off your washi tape or you'll have a mess. And pull that washi tape right off of there. Throw it in the trash. Don't lay it down anywhere, because it'll make a mess. And I'm going to stamp that right over on our left hand side towards the top. Okay, just like that. And close up our ink pad. It looks like I could have zoomed in a little bit more. But I'll leave it as is for now. I'm just kind of tweaking all this each week till I get it just right. Alright, and then we're going to put that strip of Designer Series paper right on the left side here. And let me turn that so I can see that it's straight. And I think it is. And sometimes if you have an excess hanging over, you can turn it over and trim it off, but that looks good. And I'm going to put our adhesive on the back, and we'll attach that to our card. Place that in the center of our inside of our card. Leave a border going around, and I can switch that just a little bit. Alright. So here we have our second card, Thinking of You, with our butterflies. And on the inside, and caring thoughts are with you. I'm going to set that aside. Clean up everything here. And your next card was the one that I was going to do last week, but we ran out of time, so we're going to do it today. We're real good at our time right now, so that's good. And I've done a lot of the prep work ahead of time, so it shouldn't take us very long. We don't need this one. We didn't use that one, so we'll throw that back in there. And we're using the Little Monkey, the stamp set, and the punch. You're probably getting a glare on the punch. I'm not sure if you're able to see it very well. But here's the card. It says, just swinging by to say hi. Hope your day is filled with everything good. And we're also using the stamp set that we just used. It's called what did we use? I just had it. I misplaced it. I don't know how I'm losing things today, but I do. Let me grab our stamps here. Okay. using Little Monkey, and then the Timeless Arrangements. We're going to be using Hope Your Day is Filled with Everything Good. It's going to be our inside sentiment. Alright, let's put that aside, put that aside. And we'll get right down to business here. Alright, we're going to start out with just our basic thick white cardstock. And it's 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches. And then it's scored in the center at 5.5 inches. So we're just going to burnish that edge. And we'll set that over here out of the way. And then we've got the Designer Series paper, which comes from the 2023 to 2025 in color 6x6 Designer Series paper. And I think we used that last week too. It's got different patterns. It's got hearts, stripes, little dashes. So it's a real fun pack of paper. And we're going to be using the polka dotted design. And this measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I've used the dies, which are the deckled rectangle dies, and I'm using the second to the largest die to cut out pecan pie cardstock, and then the basic white I'm using the third largest die. So I've already done that ahead of time, and our scraps are right there. So we're going to start assembling this card here. It should come together fairly fast. So I'm going to get my dies out of the way and put them in my magnetic bowl so I don't lose them. And we're going to attach our Designer Series paper down. I'm going to use the polka dotted side, but even that side would be cute. It's hard to decide which side to use when you like both sides, so I guess I could have done this one different than my original, and then I'd have both designs, but we're just going to stick to the plan here and just do the polka dotted side. And we're going to attach that to the card front. Whoops. I'm missing one here. Well, we're going to do this one different. With my original, I had the pecan pie mat underneath it, but I think I want to stick to the white. And then we've got our pecan pie die and this one. And I'm going to place this at an angle, the pecan pie. Making sure I got that going the right direction. Sometimes I've been known to put things upside down, and we don't want to do that today. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment on there that says just swinging by to say hi. And we're doing photopolymers. We need our piercing mat underneath that to give us a good cushion. And I need my pecan pie ink pad to stamp our sentiment. And we're just going to stamp that at the bottom right hand corner. And I'm going to set the ink pad aside for a moment. And we're going to add this layer to the top of the pecan layer. And again, we're going to do a little bit of an angle and kind of straddle over that one. We're going to set that aside because we're going to do some stamping. And we've got scrap paper or basic white. And we're going to stamp our monkeys using our black memento ink. I'm just inking them both up here. I don't know if that's going to work or not. And oops, and I'm way off camera here. Look at that. going to stamp our banana. It's been peeled. And I want 2 of those. And oops, I almost didn't need enough room for a branch. Do I have enough room on there? Just barely. I might be kind of close to that monkey there. Let me get another scrap of white paper here. I've got more. I kind of crowded. I should have my monkeys moved over more. And I think I might have to grab my Stampin' blends. I didn't grab those. Okay. I've already stamped and colored my bananas and my monkeys. And our punches out our monkey. But let me stamp that again. I'm just going to use this ink and show you how to punch that out. Oopsie, get them lined up here. Okay, there's our monkey. But I've already done those ahead of time. I've already colored them. So I've got this little guy and then this little hanging upside down guy. But I do need to color the branch. And we'll have to fussy cut that out. So let me grab my blends. And I'm hoping I got the right colors here. Pecan pie, light and dark. Okay. And I need to grab my granny apple greens, so let me grab them. Well, we can do Parakeet Party, that works. You can go any color green, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to use the Parakeet Party. And I'm going to start with the dark pecan pie. And I'm going to do some shading on our branch. Which just means that I'm outlining the image. And then I'm going to come back with a light pecan pie, and I'm going to blend that all together. Am I still on camera? Yeah. Kind of a nice laid back kind of day today, so I'm hoping that there wasn't any technical issues. That usually stresses me out. I think everything went fine. Alright, then I'm going to take the dark Parakeet Party, and I'm just going to color the centers of those leaves. And then come back in with the light Parakeet Party and blend that all together. And don't forget about that Designer Series paper sale starting tomorrow. 15% off. I'm going to be putting my order in so I can stock up on Designer Series paper. That's a good time to do it. And don't forget, if you'd like to get your starter kit also, that starts tomorrow. And remember that you pay $99 and you get $155 worth of product instead of the normal, which is usually just $125 worth of product. So you're getting extra things to pick from to add to your kit. So even if you don't want to do what I'm doing, you can do it just to get your discount, which if I wasn't already a demonstrator, that's what I would do. It's a good way to get stock up on your Stampin' Up! Products. Alright, so we're going to take our paper snips, if I can find them, and we're going to just fussy cut this branch out. And I'm just going to leave a little white border along it so we don't have to be right up to the line. And I know we don't have a die for this, but it doesn't take long to cut it out. Fairly easy. And what I do, I move my paper. I don't move my scissors. Am I still on camera? Yeah. I always forget to watch my laptop to see what I'm looking like. Make sure that you can still see me. And I'm going to cut this down smaller so I can work with it easier. Okay. So I don't have anything exciting going on in my life right now. And I don't know. Spent most of the day yesterday at the dentist office with my husband. So that was lots of fun. Alright. We got that taken care of. And he doesn't go back now until the 6th of June. So we got a couple days. It's hard to believe it's June already coming up. Goodness. Time goes so fast anymore. Seems like we just had the beginning of the month and it's already the end of the month. I'm going to trim that down just a little bit. I'm going to snip that little excess off right there. And we'll throw these in the trash out of our way. Instead of throwing it on the floor, but that would work too. You just have to sweep it up later. Alright, so we're going to take our tree branch. It's going to go across the top of our white label there, and I'm just using our liquid glue again. And place that across the center of that top portion. And then we're going to take the monkey that's hanging upside down from his tail, and he's going to hang off of that branch there. And I'm not going to use any dimensionals on him. I'm just going to use the glue itself to attach him. A little bit on the end of his tail, his legs. Okay. And position him right over that branch with his tail curled over the branch to hold on so he doesn't fall. Isn't he cute? Alright, and we're going to take one of those bananas and we're going to place down here in the bottom corner. He's trying to reach that banana and he can't quite reach it. The embellishments that we're going to use are the adhesive back solid gems. And I'm going to use these pecan pie gems. And I'm going to use one of each size. I think I'm just going to stick with the medium size though, and the 2 medium and then 1 small. And one at the top corner. maybe one right there, and then a small one we'll put over here. So alright, so here's the outside of our card. And now let's work on the inside. And I didn't have a layer of cardstock to put in the inside. I'm going to stamp it directly onto the card base. But if I mess it up, then I'll put a layer of cardstock in there to cover up my mistakes. But we're going to hope for the best, and we're going to do that directly inside of the card. And I'm just kind of looking, do I have that centered? Yeah, I put it right in the center. I'm using the Pecan Pie ink pad again to stamp our sentiment. And close up our ink. And then, like you're seeing me punch out the Bunky, and I've already colored him already with the Pecan Pie, the light and the dark. And then I used on his face, I used the crumb cake, light crumb cake. But I did all that ahead of time, so I'd save a little time here. And we're going to add some glue to him and place him down in our right hand corner. And he's going to be holding a banana, so we're going to add that to his hand. And hold that there for a second to make sure it's attaching. Alright, so there's our third card. And it says, just swinging by to say hi. And hope your day is filled with everything good, with the cute little monkey on the inside holding his banana. Alright, so here's our 3 cards that we did today. And I hope y'all enjoyed them. Let me kind of clean up my mess here while I make sure that's centered okay, that you're getting a good view. And of course we're not, so we're going to bring them down a little bit more. Well, I could probably do them this way. Let me try doing all 3 side by side, maybe. Maybe that'll work. Maybe if I scooch them over a little bit. Alright, so there's our 3 cards for today. I hope you enjoyed them all. And if you have any questions on any of the products that I used, just reach out to me by email or private message me, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. So I'm going to look at our calendar for June. For next week will be June 7th. And it'll be at 1 o'clock Central Time. So I hope you're able to join me that day. And if not, be sure that you catch the replay on either Facebook or on YouTube, either one. And be sure you reach out and tell your friends. Invite them all to come join us. Invite them to watch the replays even. So I'd really appreciate that. So I'm going to let you go for today. And y'all have a good rest of the week. Stay safe and stay healthy. Hopefully you can get some card making in the rest of this week. I know I've got a birthday card I got to get sent out in the mail, so I need to get working on that probably today or tomorrow. It's to my sister-in-law. She needs to watch YouTube or Facebook and watch me. Maybe I can get her to do that. Okay, so I'm going to let y'all go. I'm glad you were here. I appreciate that. And we'll be talking to you soon, next week. 1 o'clock Central Time, next Wednesday, June 7th. Bye-bye.